The truth beneath our feet. Why the Earth is flat. What if I told you that everything you think you know about the Earth is a carefully constructed lie? We've been taught since childhood that our planet is a massive spinning sphere hurtling through an infinite universe. But have you ever stopped to consider, what if that isn't true? What if the evidence of your own eyes and senses contradicts this so-called fact? In this video, we're going to dive into the flat Earth theory, a narrative that has been dismissed and ridiculed, yet continues to haunt the edges of mainstream science. Think critically, keep an open mind, and decide for yourself. Could the truth about our world be hidden in plain sight? We've all heard it a million times. The Earth is a globe spinning over 1,000 miles per hour at the equator, while simultaneously orbiting the Sun at 67,000 miles per hour. And yet, do you feel any of this motion? Have you ever really seen the curvature they insist defines our planet? Or are you simply taking someone else's word as gospel? The spherical Earth model has been force-fed to us for centuries, promoted by scientific institutions, governments, and global organizations. But where does this belief stem from? And why has it become so untouchable, so sacred, that questioning it is treated as heresy? The flat Earth theory offers an alternative explanation of our world that is rooted in simple, observable truths. When you look at the horizon, what do you see? It's flat, whether you're standing on the beach, a mountaintop, or supposedly viewing Earth from high-altitude flights. No matter how high you go, that curve they speak of is suspiciously absent. Then there's the matter of water. Think about this for a moment. Water naturally finds its level. Oceans, lakes, and rivers lie completely flat, flowing calmly until impeded by land. If Earth were a spinning ball, wouldn't water be forced to bulge or curve around its surface? Yet no measurable curvature has ever been conclusively demonstrated. Let's go deeper. If the Earth is a sphere spinning at such dizzying speeds, why don't we feel it? Why doesn't the atmosphere sweep us away? The mainstream explanation involves gravity and inertia, but does that really hold up? How can a force supposedly strong enough to glue oceans to the planet's surface allow something as fragile as a bird to take flight, defy gravity, and soar freely through the skies? Consider the images of Earth from space. The iconic blue marble photograph and other NASA imagery have long been presented as proof of Earth's curvature. But look closer. Many flat Earth theorists argue that these images are composites, digitally stitched together to create the illusion of a spherical planet. Even NASA's own officials have admitted to enhancing imagery. Could this be part of a larger attempt to maintain a global illusion? And let's not forget flight paths. Ever notice how certain routes don't seem to make sense on a globe? Flights from countries in the southern hemisphere often take bizarre detours into the northern hemisphere. But if mapped out on a flat Earth representation, these routes appear straight, logical, and far less mysterious. Coincidence? Or yet another inconsistency in the globe model? Flat Earth isn't a fringe concept invented by modern conspiracy theorists. It's an idea as old as humanity itself. Many ancient civilizations, from the Babylonians to the Norse, believed the Earth was a flat plain covered by a firmament. Maps from antiquity, like those created by the Greeks, depicted a flat landmass surrounded by water with the heavens above. But as the world's greatest powers rose, so too did the push for one unified, controlled narrative. Enter the Copernican revolution, when the heliocentric globe model gained prominence. Was this shift purely a result of scientific progress, or were there political motives involved? After all, controlling how people view the very ground beneath their feet is a powerful way to cement influence and authority. Those who've dared to challenge the orthodoxy have often faced ridicule, isolation, and even persecution. Is it any wonder that alternative viewpoints are so rarely discussed, let alone investigated? Here's a question you have to ask yourself. Who gains from pushing the spherical Earth as fact? The most obvious answer is the institutions that control education, science, and technology. NASA, for example, receives billions of dollars in funding every year. But could some of that money be used to fabricate images and maintain the illusion of space exploration? Without a globe model, the very foundation of space programs begins to crumble. But it doesn't stop there. Think about societal control. By enforcing a single world model, elite structures ensure conformity. To question the spherical Earth is to upend centuries of scientific dogma, and for most people, Fitting in and accepting the status quo is far easier than standing out and asking difficult questions. Here's where it gets interesting. You don't need to be an astrophysicist to start questioning the mainstream narrative. You can perform simple experiments and observations to test the flat Earth theory for yourself. For instance, consider the Bedford level experiment, where observers attempted to measure curvature across 6 miles of water but found none. Have you noticed how the Sun and Moon appear to be roughly the same size, despite allegedly being millions of miles apart? Or how distant objects, like mountains or city skylines, remain visible across vast distances, far beyond what the supposed curvature of the Earth should allow? Even stargazing raises questions. The celestial patterns we see above us have remained unchanged for thousands of years, starkly contradicting the idea of a chaotic, constantly moving universe. Could this be evidence of a fixed, immovable dome above Earth, as many flat Earth proponents suggest? If you're curious, take a level with you the next time you're on a plane. Does the horizon tilt as the plane moves, or does it remain perfectly flat? The answers might surprise you. Now, let's be fair. The globe model didn't emerge from nowhere. Proponents of the spherical Earth point to evidence such as the Coriolis effect, the curvature of Earth's shadow on the Moon during a lunar eclipse, and the measurements of ancient scientists like Eratosthenes. But are these phenomena definitive proof, or potential misinterpretations designed to fit a predetermined narrative? Skepticism toward flat Earth isn't just about evidence, it's cultural. People who challenge long-accepted ideas are often labeled as crackpots or conspiracists. Yet history has repeatedly shown us that consensus doesn't always equal truth. Think of the revolutionary ideas that were once dismissed: Galileo's heliocentrism, Darwin's evolution, even the germ theory of disease. Is it so far-fetched to believe the flat Earth theory deserves similar scrutiny? So here's the secret. This isn't just about flat Earth or a globe. This is about critical thinking. It's about questioning the narratives we've been sold and reclaiming the right to think independently. The Earth beneath our feet might be flat, or it might not be. But are you willing to set aside preconceived notions and do the research for yourself? In the end, the decision is yours. As for me, I invite you to join the growing community of free thinkers willing to confront mainstream beliefs and ask the questions so many others are afraid to face. Could the truth be simpler than we ever imagined? Could it lie flat beneath our feet? The debate continues. Please join the discussion and post your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and we will see you next time on Lamer Than Fiction.